Say what needs to be said. Boy, the Bill Belichick haters are coming from everywhere. Where were y'all at when I was spreading the word and trying to tell the truth and let it be known that this coach is not that great of a coach? It's not him. Because it's so funny to see the world turn on Belichick now. When I was attacked for years telling everyone it was all Tom Brady. And Belichick isn't a good coach. He was an average coach and it had nothing or just very minimal to do with her. Very little to do with him. Tom Brady made Belichick look like he was the greatest coach of all time. And I didn't like that. No, good thing I was there to know and see the truth. I was there to know and see the truth. See how the New England Patriots operate, their system, their thought process, everything that's going on, and wonder how we're so successful without top talent. I always wondered that. Now all the big sport networks and television shows, or their main topic of discussion is that it was all Brady and questions Belichick greatness now. They wouldn't do that before, but now that it's obvious, they have to do that. This is what I don't understand about people in the media. They could sit behind a camera and act like they know what they are talking about, trying to defend Belichick, hoping to make me look like a fool in the meantime. The only time I made headlines, trying to make me look like a fool. And now these same people have to go to their jobs and question that same coach and his greatness, along with more and more issues caused by the head coach to his team. Every week, there's something new about issues that's being caused to the team because what Belichick's doing, it looks crazy. And it didn't look crazy before because he had Tom Brady and Tom Brady would cover everything up. But no one ever apologizes for the incorrect criticism I was bashed for or I was attacked. I was just constantly attacked and nobody stood back up and came back and said, you know what? Asante Samuel was right. I apologize for attacking you, thinking I didn't know what you was talking about. Because like I said, the only time I made headline news is when I was telling y'all the truth about Belichick. Y'all made it seem like I was hating on him and just the whole New England Patriots. And that wasn't the case at all. I know it was hard for people to read between the lines and see the truth. But y'all failed to realize that I never had any beef. I was just simply trying to spread the word, which was the truth, and let y'all see the truth. But y'all couldn't see it. You know, this coach does a lot of unnecessary things to players that doesn't help the team. How do you do things to players that doesn't help your team? It makes no sense. Like I said, Tom Brady would cover all this up before. Things that no other team can overcome. You bring in the lowest of the tier talent because you don't want to pay nobody. And Tom Brady has to go out there and win. Every player that Tom Brady made, they wasn't top picks. Most of them were free agents, 7th round picks. Tom Brady made everybody around him better, not Bill Belichick. And I was the bad guy and a hater, a moron, etc. for letting everything be known about Belichick. His terrible ways. Now for me, Belichick doesn't deserve to get the winning record for coaches in New England. He doesn't deserve that if Brady couldn't leave on his own terms. You hear what I'm saying? Say what needs to be said. If Tom Brady couldn't leave New England on his own terms, Bill Belichick doesn't deserve to get the winning record in New England. Let him go get it somewhere else because Tom Brady deserved to leave on his own terms and Bill Belichick took that away from him. Now, have you ever heard of the saying, what's done in the dark must come in the light? Because that's what's happening to Bill Belichick right now. If you didn't realize everything, he always tried to hide everything in the dark. He tried to hide it and not let it be known. But it's being exposed now, right? From contracts to injuries, the reason players being benched. These are exactly why he tries to answer questions without answering them when he takes interviews. You hear what I'm saying? So he has to take interviews because that's in our contract, but he's going to answer the question without answering it. And that's how he keep everything in the dark. Because you could ask a question about something you see and you can't get an answer. But now he is exposed. My boy Belichick can't hide in the dark anymore. He exposed himself. Ain't nobody else do this. He did this to himself thinking his system can work for any player. He didn't think he needed a Tom Brady or Asante Samuel or Richard Seymour or Rodney Harrison. You don't think he need those players. You think anybody can fill these voids. That's the type of coach he is. That's the ego and the mindset he has as a coach. And let me give you an example of the ego and the mindset you have when Bill Belichick is your mentor, right? When Josh McDaniels was the head coach for the Broncos, he traded Jay Cutler. They was doing good. He was feeling himself. He was the starting quarterback. Now, after he traded Jay Cutler, the starting quarterback, Josh McDaniels told the team, I can turn a high school quarterback into an all-pro. Let me repeat that. Josh McDaniels traded Jay Cutler, and soon as he traded Jay Cutler, he told his team, I can turn a high school quarterback into an all-pro. Now, that's a cocky coach for you. And that's the message you have for your team after you just traded the quarterback, the leader of your team. Man, let me explain. Let me explain to you that Josh McDaniels comes from the Belichick coaching tree. And that's all he pretty much knows. Everything he learned is from Belichick. He knows how to act, walk, talk, and impersonate Belichick. He doesn't have his own identity. And that's part of the problem. But let's be honest about Coach Belichick teams. Has he ever put together a really good team in all his years as a head coach? Has he really put together a good team? Only team I can think of is the 2017. The 2017 when we went undefeated. That's the only team I could think of that was a good, really good team. And we didn't have top-tier talent. We had talent that had big names that was out of their prime, but it wasn't top-tier talent. It might have fooled you, a Randy Moss in his 12th year, and so on and so forth, but they weren't in their prime. And that's the thing with Coach Belichick. He doesn't add value to the teams with talent. He's there to just suppress your money. He doesn't want the players to make top money. That's all he had to do. It don't seem to me that he cares about winning. It may seem that way to everyone else when he had Tom Brady. I always felt he didn't. The winning came secondhand. The business aspect came first. Understanding a fifth rounder can't get to land that big contract. But when you on that field and you balling out, I got to slow you down because you about to make a name for yourself. That's how he is. But my question is, how much longer will he last as the head coach? Will he make it through the season without being fired? Because only Tom Brady could stop this travesty from happening in New England. But we know that's not an option. Tom Brady not coming back. So, like I said, what's going to happen, man? New England Patriots is currently 2-7 right now, and things are not looking good. And they just took a butt whipping by the Washington Commanders. So what's next? Say what needs to be said. I'm out.